So I have a lot of storage, and very constantly I'm requesting files from a bunch of different computers, so it had me asking the question, is there an easier way to share all this data between all of my computers? And that's where this guy comes in. This is a Raspberry Pi. It's actually one of the oldest ones because it has the RCA and only the 2 USB ports, but it has HDMI, it has Ethernet, and it has 2 USB ports, so theoretically we should be able to hook this up to an Ethernet connection and plug in some of my hard drives, and then they can be on the network. Now, I found a piece of software to do this. It's called Open Media Vault, and so in this video we're going to be setting it up. I just want to warn you, because this isn't going to be a tutorial any type of way. This is going to be me trying to make this work. Now, I've done it once, but it went terribly wrong, so maybe if there's like an audience, it might go right. First thing we have to do is install the operating system on my SD card, which is probably one of the jankiest SD cards. The lock came off, so I had to put some tinfoil and scotch tape so it didn't think it was in protection all the time. Well, I already have the disk image right here, and I think that's the right one because it says Raspberry Pi 1, which is this one. This is like the old one. So we have to plug in this SD card reader because my computer doesn't have an SD card reader. And I'm going to use Win32 Disk Imager to write the image to it. So, and now we wait. Well, I guess I'll play a game to pass the time. I've been training for this my whole life. It is time to harness my true power. You know, actually, this is a pretty boring game, so let's go into something a bit better. Oh, okay. Ethernet, HDMI. Okay, it would help if I put it the right way. This is kind of the stuff that they put in like hacker movies and be like, I am in the mainframe, I am in the mainframe. You go to the address of the Raspberry Pi, and then it should, oh yeah, there we are. It's taking a second, but I mean, this is literally a $30 computer, so I want to have high hopes, but I don't really have high hopes. Okay, so we know it's Raspberry Pi. We know it hasn't been up for that long. It runs SSH, which means we can like terminal into it or putty into it on this computer. So the first thing we'll want to do is actually get a drive. What? My camera stopped recording. When did it? Well, hopefully it didn't stop recording for that long. Oh, wait, an error has occurred. That's not looking well. So let's restart it, because that might help restart it with the drive in. Okay, so here it is. That was really fast. That was a really fast reboot. You've never rebooted that fast. So here's the hard drive I just plugged in, and then we have to add it as a file system. Okay, so when I was doing this before, the part where it was like really bad at is when I would hit apply, it would do this little like loading bar thing, but then when it would get to the end, it would just restart again. So hopefully it's not gonna do that. Okay, it's taking too long. I can't. So now what we have to do is add a shared folder. So of this, and we'll share just some random. Let's share the Steam library for some reason. We're just gonna call this test folder. Okay, so the folder has been added. The next thing we need to do is make a user for myself. So we're gonna add a user, and let's just name it Chris, and let's give it some really bad password. That's totally not password. Let's just add me to all the groups. I'm actually not sure how this video is going to be. I just thought it'd be fun to do like a tech vlog. I don't vlog much. Then the next thing we have to do is enable SMB, which makes it so my Windows computer can see it. So we're going to save that, and then apply that change. A lot of computer work is just changing and applying. And then we're going to add, so this is what I didn't do last time. I guess you have to add a shared folder. So we're going to share this one and then hit save. Okay, so I guess I see it on the network. We can log in. Oh my god. This is way farther than I ever got last time. This is amazing. This Overwatch gameplay is about 2 gigs. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the network. We can, I think, yeah, map network drive. We're going to paste it in there, and we're going to see how fast it's going to transfer. I mean, 2 megabytes per second isn't terrible. But again, I mean, it could always be faster, but again, for a $30 computer, this one's about, I think, for the Raspberry Pi being 5 years old, I mean, this one came out in 2012. I think this is really good, just to have something like, if you just want to get like pictures off your computer. For me, I'm just going to use it for when I have my SD cards like that. I don't want to like delete footage, but I kind of want to keep it a little bit more organized. So what I might do is, so let's say I shoot something today, and then tomorrow I also want to shoot something. Well, I'm not going to shoot it all on this SD card. What I'm going to do is take the footage from today and then put it onto the server. And then what I can do is wipe the SD card, because now I have everything on the server, and then kind of keep them organized based on date of when I record stuff. So I think it's going to be really, really cool. It is kind of slow. This camera shoots like 1080p 30 frames per second, which is not the greatest, but it's going to be a big file, I bet. Putting it on here is going to take maybe a little bit of time. This is all over Ethernet, but I think it's really limited by the processor. I'm curious how hard the server is working right now, because it's probably its little CPU is at 100%. I'm pretty sure they make faster CPUs in like phones, so like probably the new Samsung S8 has a faster processor than this. But yeah, the little CPU is working at 100%, copying this file over. But I mean, realistically, if you did this overnight, I mean, it's just going to be done in like 30 minutes or something like that. It's kind of fluctuating. But if like your family takes pictures or something like that, you can put it on a hard drive with the Raspberry Pi, and then the whole family could access it on like phones and their computers. So the reason why I'm using this is so I can have footage on the server, and then I can edit it on my Mac and then look at it on my PC if I want to do that sort of thing. But I mean, at the base you have your little Raspberry Pi little mini NAS over here. I mean, it's pretty small. Maybe with Raspberry Pi 3 or something you could get faster speeds, because it seems like right now, I mean, I have a fast Ethernet connection. They're all hooked up to a switch. So I think the only limiting factor right now is the CPU. But if you did this, I don't think you can even buy these anymore. If you did, you'd be crazy, because the new ones, the Raspberry Pi 3 costs as much as this one. So just get a Raspberry Pi 3. Maybe I'll get a Raspberry Pi 3 one day and do a comparison with this one. But now what this Raspberry Pi's job is going to be is to host this hard drive 24/7. I'm going to put stuff from my SD cards, just kind of junk that I have sitting around on my computers, and just put them here, so I don't have to worry about them and they're not taking up space. But yeah, it works, and I got to make this little tech vlog out of it. So if you enjoyed the tech vlog, I guess leave a thumbs up. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Probably not that great. But if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like. And I'll see you guys in my next video.